Welcome to Unburrowed, where we ask Evil Genius's professional StarCraft players your unconventional questions. Okay, now on a more positive note, Paul Manfrest from Twitter wants to know, what did you do with the first money you earned or won within pro gaming?
I showed it to my dad to try and convince him that it was like a worthwhile thing to be doing.
Didn't work.
No. It was that little land up in New Hampshire. I don't know if you went to that.
Yes, I went to the second one.
I don't know which one. $500.
Yeah, the second one.
I lost to Eric there, actually.
Eric won.
Eric won it. I got second.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Eric was your nemesis for a while.
Yeah.
For a long time.
He was just the bigger version of Greg. But for mine, it was pretty funny. I got MVP for my Sandlot group in Brood War, which is always a good story to tell because Artosis did not get drafted into that, and it's one of the things he's still to this day the angriest about. So for you guys on Twitter or Reddit, if you ever want to jab Artosis a little bit, just bring up the Sandlot tournament in Brood War.
Ask him about how Theognis got in and he didn't.
Yeah, that was good. I got MVP for my team, and they gave me $500, and I received the check, and then that same day, Anna and I rushed to Best Buy to buy a PS3 when they first came out. So I have a Generation 1 PS3 that I bought back then with that money, which is like...
That's pretty sick.
When was that?
We were both in college, so it must have been 2002, 3, something like that.
Wow.
No, I mean 2000.
Well,
never mind, I just made us really
I didn't
old.
go to college when I was 16.
Never mind, it was 2006.
I started playing Brood
Must have been
It's like
2006.
6 or 7 years ago, a long time ago, and it's a pretty funny story because at the time I would go shopping for groceries for the month with like $25 in the bank, so I'd spend $23. So the first $500 I get, I prove like every poll, every theory about who you give money to and like microtransactions. You never get to the mails because I'll go spend it on things that they don't need. That's exactly what I did. I went and bought a PS3, but still have it where it runs great, love it, and it was a funny story. We actually ran out of gas on the way back, and our friends had to come and deliver gas as well.
It's so funny too because I helped pitch in to make the difference on that, and I don't regret it for 1 second. I mean, looking back even how poor we were in college, I'm so glad we have that PS3. I think it was an awesome investment. So, we're a bad example, I guess.
Is the PS3 the console I played Rock Band on?
We played that on Xbox.
Okay.
Very similar though.
Who hasn't told us yet?
Me.
Marcus,
me too.
Machine.
You go first.
Alright. Back in Brood War, I ended up winning one of the SoCal tournaments, and I won, I want to say I don't know, somewhere around like $200 or something like that. But I was playing on a very terrible table at the time. Like, I had a pull-out keyboard thing that I had to tape a hard keyboard pad to the side of because it only had enough room for my keyboard. And so I was like, oh, it's a logical fix. You gotta just like tape your mouse pad to the side of it in order to play. So I'd been playing on that for months and like didn't even notice the difference. Nowadays I would never do that. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'll go and buy a new table, and so that's what I did.
So you upgraded your gaming system with your gaming money.
Yep.
You went to a bunch of those SoCalians, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. I know what you're getting at.
Team leader of Team Light.
Oh no,
Duran.
Did you see on Six Full Gaming? He's a pro gamer now.
He's a
It's
pro
okay.
I was like vomiting. It was so bad.
Were you on Duran's team?
No.
Wait.
He lost to him at a tournament.
Dude.
The worst part about it was, for whatever reason, I was away during that, so I didn't actually follow the results. But I came back, and the first thing everyone tells me before Machine got on vents, which was what we used at the time, they're like, Machine lost to Duran. He lost to Xeris. And I was like, oh, wow. And Machine logs on, he goes, he's like, hey, guys. I'm like, hey, he lost to Duran. He goes, hey, shut the fuck up. Like, listen.
Proxy teammates in a best of one.
This is the final time I'll respond to this, and then no one say anything ever again.
Until now.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, it comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough in our group.
Yeah.
Tough love.
I deserved that one.
What did you do with your money, Marcus?
For me, I must have been like 14, 15-ish, and I was playing Warcraft 3, and I just joined a new team, and they would have this bonus system where I would get €10 for every win in a clan war. And I was like so stoked about it. So this one like all kill format, I killed 3 people, so I got 30 euros. I don't think I ever spent them on anything. I just bragged about it to all my friends. I earned 30 euros playing computer games. Ha ha ha.
That's awesome.
The perspective change is so funny too, because I remember when you got that TV from WCG, we were like, wow, we are living large now. We have a TV from video games, and now we look back on 30 euros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. EG sent me early to a New York invitational tournament for Brood War. They had to change my flight so I could get there early
Oh, I remember that.
to do a promo for Samsung, and I got a free TV.
That's a huge deal.
It was a big deal. Yeah. I didn't have a TV. It was cool.
All right. Next question is from Johan Burke on Twitter, and you guys are well known for being kind of the buff esports guys. So he asks, what is your favorite lift in the gym and why?
Marcus?
Yeah, he's the expert.
I do the. I don't know any lifts at all. I was gonna pull a joke, but then I remembered like, what lifts are there? Even one? I know. No.
It's like the hamburger lift.
Yeah. The mouse lift between, yeah.
I like the bench press.
Why?
It's the one I'm best at, and it's like ingrained in men's brains, at least in America, that you're supposed to be good at bench press.
Pretty much, yeah.
What about you, Bryce? No, go ahead.
A while ago I would have said squat. I've always been really good at squats for my size, but I'd have to say like right now probably bench press as well. It's something I'm also very good at for my size.
That's like the one lift that everyone compares that we actually do regularly. So it's kind of like the status thing that we can talk about. So that's cool. And like Jeff said, it's just like that's the ingrained one that everyone's goes like, what do you bench?
I heard you
Listen,
list, what do
yeah.
you bench?
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yep.
Are you guys proud of that video still with the numbers that you had?
Yeah, that was cool.
Gotta do another one.
It's pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do another one.
Cool. All right. Orbiter SC on Twitter would like to know who would win in an EG Battle Royale wrestling match.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Me.
Well, we need reasons, you know. Give us a storyline here.
Well, it's clearly those two, and they've actually like fought each other while drunk or just for fun or whatever. It usually ends up pretty close.
Really?
Well,
I have to
Bryce
end it
is-
in about 30 seconds, or
Yeah.
I'll still win.
Bryce is actually like ridiculous at martial arts. He took jiu-jitsu and did wrestling and
Oh, yeah?
did boxing, backyard boxing, and all that kind of crazy shit.
He has endurance, I don't.
Yeah.
I did choke you out once.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit it.
I know.
Chris is pretty fierce though.
Pretty
He's
scrappy.
the little guy who runs
Yeah.
around and.
Here's the thing.
Irish
Chris
guy.
has actually said he would wrestle
he
Bryce,
wants to
and then Bryce like, let's do it. And he's like,
Oh, really?
I don't know.
maybe not now.
I'm definitely bigger, so it'd be a little bigger.
Well, who do
I
you
think in an
mean,
actual fight you'd easily win just with your weight. Like weight's like huge as far as striking. Like
I would
all you'd have
hope
to do is just
so.
get me down and then
Like 120 pounds bigger than you.
Well, let's say the narrative here. Who would be out of the match first? Like who would stand a chance?
Ben easily.
yeah,
he'd
Ben.
break his
Oh
arm.
wow, that's
so
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
He'd just fall over.
Yeah, right.
Ben versus Thursday would be very close.
No, Ben would just fall
Yeah.
apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He'd trip over
It's the
walking into it.
glacier.
Where do you think the Koreans would fall? JYP's pretty
Joke
big.
is kind of big.
They know martial arts.
There's
That's
always
right.
Jake as well.
Wait, do they really?
No. It's a racist joke.
That was a good one, actually. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, Jake doesn't work
I
out
want to
at
see.
all,
I want to see Greg
Doesn't
and
he?
Chris. I think that would be good.
Wait, I thought Jake worked out.
He swims.
Yeah.
But he's like not that skinny.
Really, Greg versus Chris? Because I think that'd be.
I think Greg's like bigger and stronger, but Chris actually knows wrestling, so like they each.
Yeah, I have no
Oh.
martial arts background.
Oh, I didn't know he actually wrestled.
Yeah.
Well, someday we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably not.
All right. From X Decker on Twitter, what horror scenario, meaning, you know, zombie apocalypse, serial killer, end of the world, would you fear the most if you were in them?
I think a serial killer is like more psychologically, mess with you more. A zombie apocalypse is just like, well, weird shit's happening and a bunch of zombies are trying to kill you. But the serial killer, they could be torturing you or like chasing you. And
So zombies are
I
more
guess.
predictable. You like to know what you're up against.
I don't know. It's just it's like a different feel. It's more isolated and alone and stuff.
Yeah.
I think serial killer is like no problem because like there's always a lot of hope. It's not
Okay.
gonna kill every person in the whole world, and like
No,
There's
but
always-
I kind of
I'm
assumed it's
assuming
like
they
them
mean like they're
going
hunting
directly
you,
after
right?
you.
yeah, but like zombies, I guess there's like always some kind of hope, but it's like you're pretty screwed.
I don't know. Zombie apocalypse like never scared me. Like zombies just they look fucking retarded.
And it's like too ingrained into our culture as like a funny, cool.
yeah, it's like
like
it's
a
not
fiction
scary.
thing, yeah.
But if some guy's like hunting you with a knife or something, that's a little intimidating.
Well, what about all these horror movies like Slither or something, where it's an alien infestation?
Okay, definitely. Okay, aliens scare me way the fuck more than like something like a zombie apocalypse or something like that. I don't know. Just like because you actually don't know anything about it.
What kind of
Something
alien? Like
completely foreign.
the buggy Sergi or the Protosi alien? Like
Yeah, like super intelligent or super like.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the swarmy
Yeah,
swarmy, like
stereotype is-
Zergy.
I think that's scarier.
Yeah, easily.
I don't know. I think like the super.
The Protoss could be sophisticated and be like, "Oh, we'll sign this peace treaty and we'll like let you guys live."
What if
Like,
they're like-
Zerg just want to eat you. Like,
if the Protoss really wants to kill you, like they probably could without any effort at all, and like there's no escape. There's Zerg, so you can like
but
at
there's
least try to hide somewhere.
Well, not necessarily. It depends on like.
Like
Yeah.
if there's a carry gun controlling them, maybe she's smart. But like if they're just all buggy,
Well,
but
they're
just
aliens.
hunting
We don't know what
you.
they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
Depends
right.
on how many siege tanks you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
If you have a
that
stammer
is
if we
Yeah.
like really repair the houses like pretty quickly, like,
Patch it up quickly.
All right, Jeff. What's the scariest horror movie scenario?
For me, the scariest things are always things that have a pinch of reality to it. So, I don't necessarily not believe in aliens, and I don't necessarily think that a zombie apocalypse could could not happen. But I think like a really scary pandemic plague of some sort would be really terrifying. Just because like everyone is a potential carrier, and it really challenges things. I'd have to like keep Anna over here, Poe over there, and Barrison close to me.
Your jokes are so unpredictable. It's so funny. What about like those insane weather movies where the end of the
I'd
world's
surf
coming
it.
because
I'd surf it, no problem.
there's like a new ice age?
Tsunamis are just like
Yeah.
a bigger challenge.
I would just do extreme sports with every one of them. Like if there's really bad wind, I would windsurf that. If it's big tidal wave, I'd surf
windsurf
that.
a tornado.
Earthquake would be a little bit more difficult, but I'd probably juggle while it's going on. Really bad snow, obviously ski that. So
That makes sense. All right. Well, if you'd like your questions to be featured in the next episode of Unburrowed, tweet them at us at Evil Geniuses with #Unburrowed.